So The Last of Us show is coming soon, arguably one of the jewels in PlayStation's pedigreed exclusives. There's no doubt to the effect of The Last of Us's impact as a console exclusive. While Uncharted created the template on cinematic storytelling for Naughty Dog and may have been an inspiration to other franchises, The Last of Us has no doubt perfected it. With the release of the show, what is Naughty Dog themselves working on with one of their most famous franchises? The answer really isn't easy to figure out, with game developers being famously tight-lipped with even the genre of the projects they're working on. So let's go through the list of the outright confirmed to speculation. First on the list is the outright confirmed, with the standalone multiplayer Last of Us game. Previously omitted from Part 2, Naughty Dog has been hard at work with the ambitious continuation of the Factions mode from the first game. The first Factions originally had a 4v4 deathmatch style with 3 game modes. There was also a clan-style management mode, where every game, you won supplies which would keep your clan healthy, but this didn't really go deeper than that. The standalone entry will be different, taking place in San Francisco, and actually has a story. As confirmed by series creator Neil Druckmann, the way that we're telling this story is very unique to this game. It will have a brand new cast of characters, and it's as big as any of our other single-player games that we've done, and in some ways even bigger. It was initially rumored that the standalone multiplayer game was going to be a battle royale, but it seems that internal development has shifted over to a live service game. With a job description Naughty Dog had posted up citing bonus skills as someone with experience in AAA free-to-play live titles, The Last of Us multiplayer game could be absolutely massive. I'm not much for live service games, and they sort of have a hit or miss thing in the industry, no matter how hard they try to push them. Some do great, some crash horribly, but with how fun the gameplay of Factions from the first game was, paired with the non-barrier to entry of being free, and having the Last of Us stamp on it, means as long as the game is polished at launch, with regular content updates, it's going to probably rival Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto Online. But aside from some concept art and vague discussions, it still hasn't been formally announced yet, but Neil Druckmann has confirmed we will hear about it more later this year. Moving on to the sort of confirmed is The Last of Us Part 3. By the way, spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2 are ahead. The ending of The Last of Us Part 2 was honestly a bit more of a bummer than the bittersweet ending of The Last of Us Part 1, with Ellie in pursuit of her vengeance against Abby, losing not only her fingers so she can never play Joel's song right again, but also losing Dina and their son. Again, total bummer. So of course there has to be a sequel coming, right? Right? Well, yes and no. Currently, there's an outline written for Part 3 that's been confirmed by Neil Druckmann, but he was very careful and stated outright that they're not working on it currently, stating to IGN, "We're not making it, but I hope one day it can see the light of day, that explores a little bit of what happens after this game. We'll see." So why don't they jump right into 3? For my money, honestly, it's franchise fatigue. Naughty Dog has a big backlist of titles, and some possibly new ideas that they want to work on. Considering that they've only been working on Uncharted and The Last of Us for the past 15 years, I think it's safe to bet that the studio wants to do something new. So maybe directly continuing Ellie's story may not be at the top of their list of priorities right now. Now for that, we can only wait and see. Naughty Dog has taken up the approach of not announcing their games or revealing them completely until they're closer to launch, so for now, we can only wait. Now this last section is for healthy speculation. These are the rumor mill to what Naughty Dog will be working on, so you can go ahead and possibly take all this with a grain of salt, or even pile on your own wild theories in the comments. Now there's some evidence that we may see an Uncharted remake, or a continuation from a different studio working for Naughty Dog. In a job listing that was quickly taken down, it was for a brand new studio in San Diego, that would work with Naughty Dog on a beloved franchise. This either means that they now have a support studio to work with on remakes and reboots that Naughty Dog can't afford to develop on their own time, or that this studio will work on a back catalog of Naughty Dog games that haven't been visited in years. Games like Jak and Daxter, which have a deep fan base that Naughty Dog seem to forget about. I mean, they gave Crash a shout out in Uncharted 4. Where's Jack's Easter egg? There's also rumors of a new IP that Naughty Dog is working on. This IP would probably fit into the timeline before they start to develop The Last of Us Part 3, due to the franchise fatigue that I was previously talking about. The evidence can be found in The Last of Us Part 1. You can clearly see some concept art for a fantasy game. This may seem like nothing, again, grain of salt, but Naughty Dog has done this before by leaving newspaper clippings about an outbreak hinting about The Last of Us game a month before it was publicly revealed at the Spike Video Game Awards back in 2011. But seriously though, this one's a reach. But what is your opinion? Do you think they should jump right back on to The Last of Us Part 3? Or would you rather Naughty Dog work on something entirely new? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click here to see another video.